Hey there, everybody. It's Rental Robert here with the Hustle Nation. I hope you're having a very wonderful day. It is a fantastic Sunday here in Pensacola, Florida. The weather's absolutely gorgeous, like zero humidity in there. You know, it's incredible. This is like California weather. It really is, or Vegas weather. You know, no humidity. The heat's not so bad or anything of that nature, and it's just like so hard to do anything and stay motivated. But we've got a plan. We've got some coffee brewing, and I'm probably going to go in the backyard and just kind of chill with the dogs because they're laying out there in the sun and everything like that, enjoying this day. But we're going to talk about something that's like really sad. And unfortunately, it occurs with about 95% of the people out there. So stay tuned. We got more coming up. Nice brisk ride this morning. Here we are. Got the old girl out. We're about to go in and do church. Alright, we got us a cup of coffee. We're about to pour it. We're about to get some creamer. I know somebody says I ruin it. I do. It's mine. And I make it how I want. It's one of the cool things about being a grown-up. We're going to be talking about what is one of the most enjoyable things you're going to do, okay? And a lot of times, it's a family type of thing that they like getting together and doing. You'll hear a lot of people talk about really good childhood memories about doing this. Sometimes you'll hear people talk about nightmares while doing this. And, you know, it's one of those things that, for the most part, though, they tend to be pretty enjoyable. And we'll just have to see. And, bottoms up. Here we are in my backyard, taking it easy. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. There's a few wispy type of clouds in the sky. The weather's great. It's awesome. I know I've already said that, but it's not always like this in Florida. Usually the humidity is absolutely brutal. I think it's God's way of culling out the herd on who really wants to be here and who doesn't, you know. Unfortunately, California's got great weather. Law's not so good. A lot of people moving. So what I want to talk about is having to do with vacations. You know, everybody loves planning the vacation. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Where are we going to stay? Let's check out some restaurants. And I know last time I went to New Orleans, Allison was with me. We went over there. We did different restaurants and stuff like that. Had a great time. And stayed at an Airbnb, went to Chop House down on Magazine Street. Now, I got to tell you about this place. This place is awesome. All right, I've had $400 steaks in Vegas. I don't say that in a braggart way. I just say that in a sense that I'm a foodie, okay? And I do love a good steak. And really, the food that is the most difficult, in my opinion, to cook properly is lobster tail, okay? Because with a lobster, if you cook it 5 seconds too long or too soon, you're screwed, and there's no way to go back. You know, if you don't cook a steak well enough, you can always cook it some more. But a lobster, once it cools, that's it, you're done, okay? You go through the process of heating it up, and it puts it over that curb, and it's gonna be like tires, or I should say rubber tires. not good at all. And so therefore it becomes very difficult to digest. But regardless, Chop House in New Orleans has had the best steak I've ever had in my life. Okay, me, her. I don't drink. She doesn't drink, so we didn't have that. But we did have 2 lobster tails, 2 steaks, appetizers. Got out of there with tip for less than $160, and I would have paid $400 for that meal in a heartbeat. Okay, it was absolutely to die for. I'm not sure where they get that meat, what the process is. The ambiance of the restaurant was absolutely killer. It just, soft. You didn't hear people saying the F-bomb. Everybody was dressed appropriately. So it was just a great dining experience all the way around. So when you do go on vacation, places like that are going to cross your path and they're going to be wonderful, and then you're going to go to some places and unfortunately they're not going to meet your expectations. The thing about it is, though, is everybody loves planning that vacation because there's an emotional payoff for it. It gets us excited. We're going to build some memories. It's going to bring joy to us. And unfortunately, people will spend more time planning that family vacation than they will on their finances. And it's ironic because if they paid more attention to their finances, they'd be going on more family vacations. We're going to knock this out of the park right here. And I'm going to show you something that's going to be mind-blowing, okay? $100 a month, okay, being deposited into an account, savings account. Never touch this money. What does that come down to? $25 a week. Let's look at this. Return of $7%, okay? You put $100 into an account every month for 20 years, 7%. Never touch that money. You know how much you're going to have at the end of 20 years? This is going to be pretty wild. Your money is going to double and then just a little bit more, okay? The whole reason that I'm saying this, folks, is it's not that hard, okay? And it is almost 100% given that it's not a money problem. The reason that people do not have financial independence is because of behavior. Yes, it's a hard truth. It's a reality. It is something that people have to come to get to grips with, and I'll tell you what did it for me is, I don't remember how old I was about 25 years old, had a roommate, I was living paycheck to paycheck, wasn't putting any money away, totally reliant on this person to pay their share of the bills. One day, it's time for them to pay their portion of the rent. Comes to me and says, I don't have it, I'm leaving, and I'll pay you when I can. One of the best things that ever happened to me. What that did was it started getting me to start saving money, okay? And the thing about it is that I had to go to work that week and find a job that didn't hold a week's pay back. And I had to get a part-time job and go, and I'd already done this in the past, went back to delivering pizzas, okay? Found a job full-time, landscaping, had to go back delivering pizzas at night a couple nights a week so that I could eat. And the one thing about delivering pizzas is we got paid for our mileage and we got tips. And so you always would walk home with cash or, go home that night and walk out of there with cash. So that gave me a little bit of spending money because I was pretty much broke except for my half of the bills that I was putting my faith in somebody else, okay, which is hugely wrong, but I did that, okay? And unfortunately it backfired on me. The whole reason that I'm saying this stuff is that life can be so much easier with just a simple shift in the way that we do things, okay? And I give you an example, and this is a trick that I've used for a long time, okay? Money I do not want to touch. I have a bank set up that I do not have online access to. I have to physically walk in there to make a deposit or a withdrawal. And if there's money that I don't want to touch, that's, rainy day, I got cancer, the car burned or the house burned down type of money, then that's where I go for that. And so what I do is I go and put that money in there that I don't want to be touching. This is long-term money, okay? And the thing about it is it's that thing of out of sight, out of mind. And because it is so physically trying to go into that bank to make that deposit or make that withdrawal, I'm a lot less likely to take that money out of there once I put it in there, okay? And normally it's only twice a month that I'll actually go and visit that bank, okay? But otherwise, I'm not doing any banking there. So the likeliness of me, getting some money out of there is slim to none, and I don't have a debit card for it either, okay? So if I'm gonna get anything from there, I have to walk in and get that money out of there. It's just one of those things, because if you take money and you put it in the bank, you know what a bank does? A bank is just a holding facility for our money to make it easier for us to spend, okay? Because you're paying bills out of it, whether you write a check, okay, use your debit card, or you have automatic withdrawal, guess what? You're paying bills, okay? And so that bank account is set up to help you maneuver your money, okay? And what does maneuver mean? You're moving it, okay? You know what savings is? Stationary. We're leaving it alone. That's why I use a whole separate bank for that. Once it gets to a certain point, I've got a goal in mind, boom, I'm gonna go buy another house, okay? The whole thing about it is to get to the point where we're just not having to grind as hard. And I'm not gonna say that we've made it, but we've gotten to a spot where we're quite comfortable. That's what I want, because now I have freedom and I got choices. So it's Rental Robert with Hustle Nation, and don't forget, put time and energy into your finances so that you'll have some time and energy to be able to spend some of that money later on in life.